Hope it goes better than the last.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to All the Dirt. Here tonight, we have the Full Throttle Beer Gen 6 Series live from Richmond Speedway. Just a couple races left before the chase starts, so we're excited to see what's going to play out here tonight. Missed the race last week. We did not have a broadcast, but we got one back here tonight. We're happy to be here. So thanks everybody for tuning in. So far for tonight, we got Lane Doyle laying down some quick time. Drivers are laying down some qualifying laps. Jump on board with Lee Krause here. He can't do. First lap was a 22:32. Second lap for Lee Krause at 22:17. He did get better, but it didn't really change much for him on the speed chart. Todd Mays laying down his first lap. Let's jump on board the 54 car. First lap for Todd Mays. It's going to jump him up to P16 with a 21:94. We'll see if he's able to continue that streak. All right. Second lap was not any faster for Mr. Mays. Actually a little bit slower, so he's going to stay right where he is. And it looks like 23 out of the 32 cars have taken time. There are some cars that are going to have to take EOL penalties at the beginning of this race tonight. Let's see if I can't find who that's going to be real quick. No, I cannot. But while we're waiting for that, we're going to go over our point standings real quick here. So, as you can see, Josh Reese has got a pretty commanding lead with 871. Forrest Hamilton in second with 721. Aiden Giordano and running in third with 703. Mark Kalin in fourth. Lane Doyle in fifth. Lane Doyle, our pole sitter for this evening. Josh Fox in sixth. Zach Domer in seventh. Josh Walker in eighth. Dan Park in ninth. Anthony Hamilton in 10th. Steve Hogan is currently sitting in 11th. Baron Elam Jr. in 12th. Tyler Markle in 13th. Logan Truitt in 15th. Logan Truitt in 14th. Todd Mays in 15th. And Dylan Dunford is actually tied with Kyle Mays for 16th. Top 16 are going to progress on to the next part of this. So they got today to get that done. And we are grading up and getting ready to go racing, folks. Let's look at our starting grid for our race here from Richmond. Starting on that front row, we got Mr. Lane Doyle and Aiden Giordano. Row number 2, Mark Kalin and Dustin Griffith. Row number 3, Kyle Lingerfeld with Kyle Mays. Row number 4, Forrest Hamilton and Zach Domer. Row number 5, Josh Fox and Mr. Michael Steele. Row number 6, we got Brandon Dunford and Anthony Hamilton. Oh, sorry, Joshua Reese and Brandon Dunford. Anthony Hamilton and Tyler Markle are going to be in row number 7. Row number 8 is Matt Moreau and Sean Patrick. Tom Kring and Dan Parker are going to roll off 17th and 18th. Baron Elam Jr. and Donnie Bartlett are going to be back there in row number 10. Row number 11 has Todd Mays and Lee Krause. Row number 12, we got Derek Regal and Colton Manich. Row 13, Josh Walker and Steve Hogan. Row 19, Joshua Senek and Dean Qualley. Dylan Dunford, Jesse Adams, and Alan Wernicke will be in P number 31. But as I said, we do have some end of longest line penalties that are going to be handed out this evening. And so you'll see those cars drop from their starting spots all the way to the back. Night race here at Richmond, Virginia. This track is a very historic track in the NASCAR world. They've been racing at this track forever. Some of the best races I remember seeing on this track, short track races, Dale Earnhardt, Kyle Busch wrecking Dale Earnhardt Jr. for one win. So plenty of history. Pace car is dipping off. We're going to go green coming out of turn number 4. Aiden Giordano on that high side. Lane Doyle down on the bottom. Side by side down the backstretch and into turns 3 and 4. Oh, is out already at the speedway. Looks like we might have had some contact with the 38 and Sean Patrick. We'll see if we can't see what happens here. Oh, Sean Patrick got loose on the high side. Taps the 38. He goes around. Unfortunate luck. First caution of the evening. Gonna get him re-racked, restacked. That's gonna move Aiden Giordano onto the pole position. He looks like he's opting to start on the bottom line. Let's see here. Where is... Tonight we are at Richmond. Our stage break is going to be at lap 55. They got 4 sets of tires, and our total race length is 200 laps. A lot of high potential for chaos here tonight. Cheering on Aiden Giordano. Welcome to the show, everybody. Yeah, I've been having a little bit of weird issues with that lately. I'm not sure what is going on. Hopefully we can get it straightened out. Let's see if I can take a quick check here. things are smoothed out momentarily. Hopefully they stay that way. Pace car is dipping off. Aiden Giordano is going to lead us to the green flag coming out of turn number 4. Going to go 3 wide with Crescent Donuts. A little bit of contact made between the 82 and the 47. .47 of Doyle is going to take the lead back over from Giordano. Oh, Hamilton gets loose in the 3 car. He's going to get it saved up. Going to cause a little bit of an accordion effect. Lane Doyle jumps back out front. Here comes the 62 of Mark Kalin. Mark Kalin looking to make a move. Ooh, we got a caution out on the speedway. Looks like it was involving the 99 car. Lee Cross did jump to the pits. Can't track down quite where it happened. All right. We're going to get lined back up here. We should see the lights go off on the pace car this time by. We see a little bit of blinking there by the 21 car of Aiden Giordano. Shouldn't cause too big of an issue. Green flag is going to be in the air for the 47 car of Lane Doyle. We're on lap 13 out of 22. Looking out the back bumper of Lane Doyle here. You can see some pretty good bumper marks already there on the front of the 62 car, Mark Allen. Mark Allen looking to make a move on the inside as we go down into turns 1 and 2. Doyle not giving up that high side. Aiden Giordano in third. Three wide there, a little bit deeper in the field. Looking at the 42 car of Markle right now. Mark Allen has solidly taken over the lead. Oh, we got another caution on the plate. Trying to find where that caution was here. Aiden Giordano did drop another position before that caution came out. He has fallen back to fourth, but don't count out that 21 car. He is always there at the end of these things. Full Throttle Beards is a company brought to you by Sean Patrick. Sean Schneider on Facebook if you want to check him out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we got things figured out. Hello, can we hear me now? All right, looks like we got things figured out. We saw the 62 of Mark Halen get churned. A little bit of contact was made between the 82. Doesn't look like anybody was held accountable, or at least nobody was blamed for that incident. Battle second is really heating on. We do have quite a few questions, and we're just about to our stage break here. Left 55 was our stage break this evening. Side by side for fourth, 97 of Hamilton, along with the 22 of Kyle Mays. All right. These guys are battling hard. Here comes Michael Steele looking to the inside of Aiden Giordano. Michael Steele is up 4 spots from where he started. Now he's working on the 22 of Mays, trying to get every point he can before that stage break. Ooh, looked like Michael Steele had fifth at the line, but it's going to be hard to tell. Yep, at the completion of this lap is when the stage break will happen. Mays and Steele battling side by side. Now Giordano and Walker battling side by side for sixth. Steele's going to have it at the line. And that is our stage break, our seventh caution of the evening. This one is our stage break. So our top 10, we got Dustin Griffith, Lane Doyle, Zach Domer, Anthony Hamilton, Michael Steele, Kyle Mays, Josh Walker, Josh Fox, Eden Giordano, and Dan Park. Park in that beautiful number 7 Park Brothers Racing, painted up by Mr. Michael Steele, the one and only. All right, folks, we're going to go to a quick commercial break during the stage break.
Steel Graphics and Designs creates custom racing wraps and logos built for the real world and iRacing. From bold liveries to clean, professional branding, every design is made to perform on and off the track. Ready to upgrade your look? Contact Steel Graphics and Designs for custom wraps. Visit Steel Graphics and Designs on Facebook to learn more.
All right, we are back. Our drivers are on pit road. They're going to take 4 fresh tires and fuel up. Looks like we did have 4 drivers opt to stay out. Dustin Griffith, after the green stop pit stop, or after the stage break pit stops, is going to be back on the lead with Domer. Hamilton. Todd May is in third. Actually, looking at our tracker, our top three drivers have yet to pit. That could be a huge mistake here. So Griffith, Domer, and Hamilton have not pit. Then most of our drivers just pit on lap 57. We do have a couple cars that haven't pit since lap 46. And that's going to be Hamilton, Mays, Wernicke, Adams, and Manich. All right, we're getting side by side. Griffith is going to opt for the bottom lane on this one. Lights are off on the pace car. We're going to go green coming out of turn number 4. Mark Kalin restarting in 16th. Green flag is in the air for the 92 or 82 of Dustin Griffith. Crescent Donuts black number 82. New paint scheme for that car. All blacked out. Kind of digging it. Hamilton in second has moved up 11 places for him from his starting spot. Caution is out on the speedway once again. Derek Regal looks like he was involved in this one. We're going to be right back. Matt Moreau got a wave around. And Dustin Griffith yet to pit. Bold move by the 82 car. Especially with Hart as he's been running up front. Beautiful night here in Virginia. Great racing under the lights. Brief caution on the field Short track racing at its finest. .31 cars under the light. Pace car is dipping off. We're going to go green coming out of turn number 4. We're on board the 3-car Forrest Hamilton Jr. looking out the back bumper. We have Domer and Hamilton battle side by side for third. Hamilton in the 3-car looking to make a move underneath Griffith as they go down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Hamilton does have 45 lap newer tires, but Griffith is able to hold on that higher line. Digging the paint scheme on that number 3 Wolverine machine. Take a quick peek at the 77 of Colton Manich. He has been fast here in the past with the EFRL boys on Monday night. Colton battling it right now with Josh Fox for 6th place. He's going to make a move to the inside as they go through the front straightaway. Here comes the 62 car of Mark Kalin. Mark led some laps early on, got a little loose, got tagged by a Griffith, fell back, but he is making his comeback. Jump on board with that 77 of Manich. You got the 47 of Lane Doyle. Lane led a lot of the early laps here this evening. Fighting that wheel just a little bit. Car looked a little loose. Vinny, here comes that 21 back of Aiden Giordano. Now he's underneath the 77 of Manich. Aiden's got a little bit newer tires than Manich. We saw how fast he was early on. Ooh, Manich gets into the wall a couple times. Third time's a charm. Josh Walker in that 2 car, taking over 2nd place from the 3 of Hamilton. And here comes the 15 of Josh Fox. On lap 79 of 200. Still a lot of racing to go here. Walker way up high in turns 1 and 2. Now he's going to cut to the bottom, try to get a run underneath Griffith going into 3 and 4. Slight advantage has him by a fender as they exit the corner. Griffiths able to keep the momentum on that high side. Nobody's able to pass that 82. Very strong car this evening. He's going to try that low line going down the back straightaway and into turns 3 one more time. He can drive it in deeper, but the 82 is able to keep some momentum on that high side, but he might have had it this time. At the line. Ooh, it was too close to call. My tower still says Griffiths is in the lead. Side-by-side action, first 3 rows up front. Jump on board with the 15 car of Josh Fox. He is currently sitting in second, battling side-by-side with Walker. Ooh, caution is on the field. Not seeing what brought out the caution, folks. Might have been debris on the track. Our leaders are coming down pit road. Some of them missed their first pit stop. That's going to looks like the lead over to Lane Doyle once again, with Kyle Lingerfeld in second. That's going to give the 86 a lap back. Here's the driver we haven't talked about tonight. Dean Qualley in that 17 Hooters car. Currently up to 4th, but he's going to pit now, along with the 26th of Sean Patrick. Tonight's side-by-side action is brought to you by that 26 car of Sean Patrick. Full Throttle Beards. Get a hold of his pseudonym on Facebook, Sean Schneider. And he'll be happy to help you out with all your beard needs to make you beautiful. Richmond originally opened in 1946 as a half-mile dirt track. The first race winner there was legendary open wheel driver Ted Horn. He won the first automobile race there on October 12th, 1946. NASCAR debuted its Grand National Series there in 1953 with Lee Petty winning. Our pace car has dipped off. Here comes our green flag, brought to you tonight by FALCONGRAFIX. Green flag is in the air. The 47 of Lane Doyle jumps out to a quick lead. Kyle Lingerfeld in second on the high side, but here comes Griffith back at it, along with the... We got some contact between Griffith and the 65. They're going to be stuck up in the wall. Everybody keeps it going straight. That cost Griffith and Lingerfeld quite a few positions, as we're 3 wide as they cross the stripe for Josh Fox, Griffith, and Walker. We are just about halfway through this race, and the action is not settling down by any means. Griffith challenging Doyle for the lead once again. Griffith has been super fast. We saw how dominant he was in the first part of this race. He's going to take that lead back over. Doesn't even hesitate. Josh Fox in the 15 is going to follow him up to second. Lane Doyle's going to fall back to third. Josh Walker currently sitting in fourth. Caution is out. Matt Moreau. See what happened with Mr. Moreau here. Oh, he's going to lose it on corner exit. Gets sideways. Oh, so close. Nobody touched him, thank God. That's going to bunch this field back up. Maybe we'll see some of those guys who stayed out, now go into the pits. All right, lights are off on the pace car. We're going to go green flag racing one more time. Green flag is in the air. That 82 car is just so strong here this evening at this short track. Josh Fox is going to jump out to second. And then they're going to be too wide for fourth place. Here comes that 62 car of Kalen again. He's pretty quick. He's setting his sights now on that number 2 car. Eleventh caution is out on the speedway. Not sure what's going on with my SDK and why it's not telling me where the caution happened or why. See if we can't figure it out. No, SDK is not liking me today. Saying Alan Wernicke jumped to the pits, so I'm assuming it involved Alan. If it wasn't for bad luck, the poor guy would have no luck at all. Alright, back to live. Griffith in that 22 car, or sorry, that 82 car is just so dominant this evening. Even after pit stop, worked his way back to the front pretty quickly. And he doesn't seem to be challenged by anyone, at least not at the moment. Alright, our lights are up on a pace car. We're going to see if Josh Fox in that 15 car has got anything starting on that high side for the 82 of Griffith. Josh Walker now on the inside of row number 2 with Mark Kalen back up front. And he is looking to challenge for the lead. Griffith is gone once again. Twelfth caution on the track. There we go. Steve Hogan on that high side. The 30 comes up, tags him in the right rear, sends them both slamming down into that inside wall. Hard hits. And that is our 12th caution. 86 is going to get another lap back. '28 cars still on the track, but looks like we got quite a few of them, several laps down. Paul Hogan in that 30 car looks to be the last car on the lead lap, at least for right now. Light drop on the pace car. We're going to go green next time around, coming out of turn 4. Green flag is back out. Mark Kalin now making a hard charge on that outside line. You can get to the rear quarter panel of Griffith coming through the turns 1 and 2. Triple digits for 20 days straight. Holy cow, James, that's too hot. Griffith continuing to show his strength here in that 82 car. Earlier it was on the high side, now it's down low. He's just tough everywhere he's running tonight. Caution is out. Looks like it might have involved the 91 of Joshua Sanook. Oh, Lord. Aiden Giordano. Oh, Vinny, no. Let's back that up a little further, see what happened to Aiden. Aiden Giordano in that 21 machine down low. Loses the back end. Tries to correct. Fishtails it. He's going to get drilled hard by Michael Steele right in the driver's side front tire. It's going to send him back up the track right in front of the 22 of Kyle Mays. Mays misses him, but here comes Manich. Bullseye. Let's jump on board Manich for that one. Watch it add speed for Manich. See here, Donald, nowhere to go. Drilled. Ouch. That's going to end a lot of good drivers' nights, especially Aiden Giordano's. Cars around all over the track. Manich having a hard time steering that thing just to maneuver around the cars as he limps it back to the pits. 13th caution on the evening. Still a lot of racing to go here. Green flag back in the air for Griffith. Mark Kalin back in second. We got side-by-side action for third with Walker and Fox. Oh, the 82 diving down pit road under green flags. Unexpected. Our leader diving down pit road after we went green. Mark Kalin's going to take over the lead. Justin Griffith coming back on the track. Right in front of our leaders, about to go a lap down. 80 laps to go. Big shakeup. Very curious as to why Griffith chose then to pit. Griffith has got the speed. He's able to maintain his spot in front of Kalin. Kalin stretching out his lead just a little bit over Josh Fox. Fox has a mirror full of Walker and Hamilton. Josh Fox has closed the gap on Kalin. Looking to make a challenge. James, I know you're interested. Michael Steele, after that hard hit on the 21 machine, is still holding on to 7th place. He does have some right front damage, but it doesn't look to be holding him up at all. He's making a pass on the 9 car, trying to right now to take over 6th. Hard driving all around by these guys. Back up front, we got Kalin, Fox, Walker, Hamilton, Domer rounding out our top 5. Dunford, Steele, Lingerfeld, Doyle, and Reese are top 10. Just outside of the top 10, we got Baron Elam Jr. and Dylan Dunford. Joshua Reese, our current point leader, is right in 10th place at the moment. Josh is one of those cool cats who just plays it safe and works his way through the field. No matter where he qualifies, he's always there at the end. But don't count out that number 1 car yet. Mark Kalin in that 62 machine. Setting a pretty good pace out front, holding off the 15 car. You can see the 82 of Griffith has able to pull away from Kalin. You guys are setting down some very fast laps right now. Walker and Kalin both run at 22:17, where Fox ran at 22:22. Super close. Dustin Griffith, the last car on the lead lap. He's going to need a ton of luck to turn this around. Number 8 car right there is Sparin Elam Jr. Dak Fu said, "Let's go JFM." Josh Fox Racing. Fox has got his hand full right now, trying to get around the 15 of Walker. Battling side by side for second. As they battle side by side, Kalen's able to stretch out a couple more tenths on his lead. So Vinny Aiden is still out on the track. He is currently running in 22nd. Heavy damage done to that 21 machine. Sure, he wasn't able to fix it all because he is still on the lead lap. Ooh, the 15 of Fox scrapes the wall. Michael Steele falling back a little bit from Dunford. He's just riding. Okay, I get that. Still got a lot of racing to go. Not sure how far these guys can stretch out their fuel. Our leader's last pit on lap 86. Lane Doyle pit at 101. the drivers that pit on lap 86, looks like a lot of them, that was their first pit stop. So in theory, they can go 86 laps. So lap 160, they're going to have to pit again. They do not have enough fuel to make it to the end. When did Griffith pit? That had to have been around lap 120. Oh, Joshua Sanook. A little crash, but nothing to bring out a caution. Now that we got some green flag racing, these guys are just ticking off these laps. You can see all the different lines that these guys are running through the corners. Everybody's pretty singled out. Running some different lines, but nothing side by side at the moment. Thanks everybody for tuning in for the Full Throttle Beer Gen 6 series live from Richmond Speedway. Richmond Raceway. My bad. The first race was run here in 1956, I do believe I was when I just read. And won by Lee Petty. So there's been racing at this track for a very long time. It's evolved over the years. It used to be a dirt track when it first came out. Switched to asphalt, and it still puts on some of the best short track racing around. Michael Steele falling back a little bit now. He's down to 11th. Ooh, 54 car. God, he's right up against that outside wall. Let's jump on board with Mr. Michael Steele as he's battling with Dan Park. Looks like Mike does have a little bit of a vibration in the car here. 86 of Regal is a lap car. Car of Forrest Hamilton Jr. currently in 11th. We'll jump on board the 97 car of Anthony Hamilton. He's trying to reel in Zach Domer. Ooh! See how loose Hamilton got there, fighting that wheel. Sawing back and forth. Didn't give up a whole lot of track position, though. Ooh, he's definitely fighting a loose race car. He is battling that wheel more than he's battling the track or any of the cars around him. Up front, Mr. Smooth, Mark Kalin. "48 laps left. We have been lean and green for quite some time. Hope to see it end that way. After 13 cautions so far this evening. Ooh! Our leaders brushed the wall coming out of turn number 4. Let's jump on board with that 62 car. He's fighting a little bit of a loose race car. You see him sawing that wheel and chasing it up the track, coming out of turns 2 onto the back straightaway. A little better that time by. Lap times have fallen off almost a full 2 seconds from his fastest lap. Mark Kalin, though, still with 4/10 of a lead over Josh Walker. See, he's running right next to that wall. Ooh, a little bit of contact made there. Let's jump on board Walker's car just to get a comparison. Walker looked pretty smooth on exit of turn 2. Both drivers up near that wall through 3 and 4. Walker was just 4/100ths of a second faster that time by. Oops, both cars got a little loose on exit of turn number 2. We're catching up to a lap car. It looks like Mr. Michael Steele went in and did his pit stop. He's going to have 4 fresh tires and come back out. Looks like he might be a lap down. Yes, he is 1 lap down, almost 2. Must have been a little bit of a long pit stop for Michael Steele. Oh, Galen up against the wall. Here comes the car of Walker. Oh, caution is out. Brandon Dunford. Let's see what happens with Mr. Dunford here. He's got our point leader on the bottom, the number 1 car of Reese. Ooh, hits the wall pretty good. Oh, okay. We're going to back that up and get a real good look at that. I want to show you guys what we've been dealing with so far this season. So Reese is coming out of the corner. The 9 car hits the wall. That's going to slow him down a little bit. And here comes the 1 car. There is still at least a 3-foot gap between those 2 cars. This is what we're calling net code. And this is what the drivers are getting so frustrated with this Gen 6 car. So the netcode has caused this crash. The drivers didn't actually communicate, but because iRacing thinks they were going to, it automatically made the 9 car spin out. So unfortunately, it's not really on either one of our drivers, and that's where a lot of our cautions have been coming from. Unfortunately for both drivers, and that's going to bunch this field back up. It'll be interesting to see the pit strategies and how they're going to work out. So right now behind the pace car, we got the 82 car of Dustin Griffith, but he is a lap down according to my scoring pylon. So he will get a waiver on when we go to 1 to go. I'm still showing Mark Kalin as our scored leader. And yes, our top 20 cars, who are all on the lead lap, have now all pit and should have enough fuel to make it to the end. So Griffith and Sanook got the waiver round. As these guys are getting side by side, we're going back green flag racing, coming out of turn number 4. And we're going to have less than 40 laps to go. They say cautions breed caution, so let's hope that is not the case here this evening. We're in the restart zone. Green flag is in the air. Kalen's going to get a good jump down on the bottom. Walker on the high side. Here comes Josh Fox in that 15 car down on the bottom, getting a run underneath of Walker. He's going to clear him as they hit the back straightaway. And here comes that 47 of Lane Doyle. He started in our pole position, is currently in 4th. Battling side by side with Domer in the 14 car. Oh no, caution is on the track. Dean Qualley involved. Let's see if we can't track that back to what happened here. Dean Qualley is in that number 17 Hooters car on the high side. Oh, well, that's going to be a chain reaction starting down low. Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. Let's get a little different view on this one here. Because I think that's going to start with Jesse Adams down on the bottom. Jesse gets in the back of the 30. The 30 gets into the back of the 17. Oof. Looks like the 55 might have just overshot his entry just a little bit and tagged the back quarter panel of the 30 car. Griffith getting another lap back. Aiden Giordano, Michael Steele, Joshua Chinook, Derek Regal, Kyle Mays are all on pit road. 35 laps to go. Thanks everybody for spending your Monday evening with us here at the EFRL Full Throttle Beers Gen 6 Series. Currently, Mark Kalen is in first. Josh Fox in that number 15 car is in second. He is up 7 positions. Josh Walker is up 22 spots, currently in third. Lane Doyle, who is our pole starter, is currently running in fourth. Zach Domer is in fifth. Anthony Hamilton in sixth. Joshua Reese, our points leader, is currently in seventh, up 4 spots from where he started. Dan Park in that number 7 car. I haven't talked a whole lot about Mr. Park tonight. He is up 10 spots from where he started. Kyle Lingerfeld in the 65 car. He is in 9th. Forrest Hamilton is going to round out our top 10. Todd Mays, Farron Elam Jr., Tyler Markle, Sean Patrick, Alan Wernicke, Dylan Dunford, Brandon Dunford, Steve Hogan, Dean Qualley, and Mr. Aiden Giordano is going to round out our top 20. Jesse Adams, Brandon Griffith, Michael Steele, Joshua Sanook, and Derek Regal are top 25 cars. I can say what again? I don't know what I said the first time. Appreciate you guys being here. Oh. Okay, we're back green flag racing. Oh, that flashed yellow for a second. I thought it was going to be trouble. Mark Allen jumps up to another good start. Walker, Fox side by side. Oh, another caution is out on the speedway, folks. I am not sure what caused this one. Let's see if we can't track it back. Let's start here and watch a little bit and see what happens. No. Oh, there we go. Jesse Adams gets into the quarter panel of the 5 car of Michael Steele. Caution comes out. Michael's able to save it. A little bit of contact with Jesse on the left front. Unfortunate for him. Hopefully it didn't hurt that 5 car too much. I know he's been working on trying to get that damage fixed. Michael Steele right now is our first car lap down, and unfortunately, because he was involved in that incident, he will not be eligible for the waiver round. Aiden Giordano back in the pits again, working on fixing some more of that damage. I do want to thank all of our subscribers for being part of our All the Dirt family here on YouTube. We will be back in action tomorrow night with the EFRL Modified Madness, and then Thursday night with doubleheader Dirt Car Thursday nights with Soda Street Stocks and with Soda Modifieds, as that season comes close to winding down. Just 2 weeks left there. I do believe we're at the same spot in the season for the EFRL Modified Madness on Tuesday nights. We have a doubleheader there with the 358 Modifieds that I will broadcast right here on All the Dirt. And then the Wheeland Tour Cars on Asphalt, which will be broadcasted by my buddy Matt Moreau over on his channel, SRT TV on YouTube. 16th caution of the evening. Lights are off on the pace car, going green, coming out of turn number 4. Roughly 30 laps left. Maybe even a little less. Those laps will tick off pretty quick if these guys can get just stretched out just a little bit. Green flag is in the air. Kalen hammers that loud pedal. Here comes Walker and Fox battling side by side once again for second. Then we got Doyle and Domer for fourth. Ooh, hold on to it, Walker. Nice save, buddy. Good job. Lost a couple positions, but kept that thing headed in the right direction. Got loose coming out of the corner. Great driving by that 2 car. That's going to move Domer up to third. Side-by-side battles littering throughout the rest of the field. Dan Park looking to make a move. He is currently up into 7th spot. Nope, 9th spot. He fell back that he was 7th a second ago when I looked. Caution is out once again. Alan Wernicke, Sean Patrick. Let's see what happened here. Alan Wernicke down on the bottom. Oh, 26 gets loose. Comes off the wall, collects Wernicke. Wernicke, nothing to do, nothing, nowhere to go. th caution on the evening. Short track racing. This is what tends to happen when on short track. Everybody's buying for the same bit of real estate. like Michael Steele has gotten himself back on the lead lap now. Mark Kalin, Josh Fox, Zach Domer, Lane Doyle rounding out our top 5. Anthony Hamilton, Joshua Reese, Kyle Lingerfeld, Dan Park, Forrest Hamilton Jr. rounding out our top 10. Lights are going to be turned off on the pace car this time by that 62 car has been pretty spot on our restarts. But all it takes is one missed shift for things to go awry. Kalin, Fox, Domer, and Walker. Doyle and Hamilton, Reese and Lingerfeld. Green flag is in the air. Josh Fox gets a pretty good restart, kind of able to hang with Mark Kalin in that 62 car. Oh, we got a big crash. Back that up, see what happened with Walker. Walker up on that high line as we went green. Ooh, Walker gets into the wall. Hamilton gets into the right rear of Walker. Collects Doyle. Ooh, hard lick. The 8's going to hit Doyle. Griffith hits. Snook hits the 97. Kyle Lingerfeld up into the wall. Looks like Todd May is also involved. Oh, it gets him again. Michael Steele bobbing and weaving. Hard on the brakes. Doesn't look like he hits anybody. Baron Elam locks him up, sits middle of the track, which is the best thing to do in this situation, is just lock him up and stay still. Oof. Michael Steele weaved his way through that one. No extra contact there. Walker on pit road trying to repair some of that damage. 18th caution of the evening. Drivers out of this event: Kyle Mays, Colton Manich, Lee Krause, Matt Bro, Donnie Bartlett, and Tom Quiring. We still have 20 cars on the lead lap. Run through our lineup real quick. We got Mark Kalin, Zach Domer, Josh Fox, Joshua Reese, Dan Park, Forrest Hamilton Jr., Tyler Markle, Steve Hogan, Brandon Dunford rounding out our top 10. Aiden Giordano now up to 11th. Alan Wernicke in 12th. Dean Qualley 13th. Jesse Adams 14th. Michael Steele 15th. Joshua Sanook, Dylan Dunford, Anthony Hamilton, Baron Elam Jr., and Josh Walker going to round out our top 20. Kalen continuing to restart on the bottom line. It's been working really well for him. Lights are off on the pace car. It's starting to look that way, sir. It'll be interesting to see the stats by our race control after the race. 18 cautions. One of those is for stage break. The laps are winding down. We're going to get the green coming out of turn number 4. Green flag in the air. Kalen, Fox. Fox gets a good start on that outside lane. One of the closest ones we've seen so far. 14 laps to go, and we're going to call this one a night. Josh Fox right on the back bumper of Mark Kalen. Kalen's able to pull away on corner exit. Here comes the 14 car of Domer. We're going to be side by side for second. Ooh, Domer gets a little loose, has to lift. And now in the mix, we got that number 1 car of Joshua Reese, our points leader. There's a reason he's the points leader by so much. He has worked his way up to third. He's been very patient, avoided a lot of the chaos. And now is in a podium position. Mark Kalen just laid down the fastest lap of the night with 12 laps to go. A 21:33 on tires that are 40 laps old. What a run by Kalen so far this evening. Joshua Fox looking to battle Reese for second. JFM Motorsports. Ten laps to go. Mark Kalen, Josh Fox, Joshua Reese, Zach Domer, Forrest Hamilton, Jr. back up to 5th. Started up front, but he fell back early on and battled his way back up front. Had a little bit of contact with the driver earlier. Dan Park is in 6th. He's up 12 spots. Brandon Dunford in 7th. Tyler Markle in 8th. Stephen Hogan in 9th. Todd Mays in 10th. Our boy Aiden Giordano back up to 11th. Dean Qualley holding on to a top 12. 8 laps to go for that number 62 car of Mark Kalen. Drivers are pretty straightened out. We do have a side-by-side battle there. It looks like between Lingerfeld and Dean Qualley. That is for 11th. Caution is out. 19th caution. Let's jump in here and see if we can't find what happened. Oh! Change views here. Michael Steele on that high side. Alan Wernicke down low. They kind of converged in the middle of the track. Michael was coming down a little bit, and the 72 is coming up a little bit on corner exit. Ran out of real estate. Hard luck for that 5 car. We're only going to have a handful of laps left, folks, when this thing goes back green flag racing. Mark Kalen's staying out. I feel like in this situation, you kind of have to. Driver should have one set of tires left. Not enough laps to make him worth the while to go in and pit. This actually could be our first attempt at a green-white checkered. Lights are off on the pace car. We're going to go green coming out of turn number 4, folks. Kalen's got to get it done. He has been strong on the start so far this evening. Pace car is off. We're going to enter the restart zone, and it's going to be all up to the 62 car. Fox gets a pretty good start on that outside lane, but Kalen has got the preferred line through 1 and 2. He's going to shut the door on the 15 going down the back straightaway. 2 laps to go. We take the white flag, it'll be all over here. We got a challenge for the lead. Okay, so we got a white flag and we got a caution. I think we're still going green. Kalen continuing to lead. Final lap. Coming out of turn 4 for the last time. Fox is going to try load. Nothing doing. Mark Kalen's going to hold on to the lead. Josh Fox in second. Domer's going to edge out our point leader for third. Reese in fourth. Park up to fifth. Hamilton sixth. Markle in seventh. Dunford in eighth. Todd Mays in the 54 car in ninth. Hogan recovers from an earlier crash up to 10th. Dean Qualley. Ooh, look at him, up 17 spots. He's up to 11th. Kyle Ingerfeld in 12th. Josh Walker in 13th. Aiden Giordano in 14th. And Farron Elam Jr. in 15th. We'll give these guys just a minute to line up on our front straightaway, and then we will go get some driver interviews. We'll be back after this message. All right, we were back. We're going to get ready to do some interviews. If there's any questions you want me to ask our drivers, please shoot them over in the chat and I will try to get them answered for you. All right, who do we have? I'm looking for Zach Domer. I don't see Mr. Domer. Let's see if I can find him. All right, up in the booth, we got the third place finisher of Mr. Zach Domer. How you doing, Zach?
I am drenched in sweat right now because my Twitch subscribers decided they want to make me wear this fur monkey suit every Monday night, and it is absolutely miserable.
Oh my god. All right, I need to see a picture of that in chat tonight.
Yeah, I'll make sure I drop one.
Either that or I'm gonna go spam your Twitch channel. Man, a monkey suit, that is cruel.
Yeah.
What a race for you. You were able to get by Josh Reese there on that last restart to put yourself in a podium position. But you were up front all night long.
Yeah, I think I had race winning pace tonight, but I'll definitely settle for P3. Uh, Pretty chaotic race all night. Just happy to avoid all of that and stay up front.
19 cautions. Holy cow.
Yeah, it was very chaotic.
Um, we were able to zoom in on a couple of them where you could see it was pretty obvious netcode, but there was definitely some contact between some cars out there.
Yeah, netcode has been a really bad thing since I think the last season update is when it started becoming really obvious with these cars. And it's only these cars for some odd reason.
No love from
Like
iRacing.
yeah, they're just unsupported cars now. The setups are broken. Netcode is like 3 and 4 feet in some wrecks.
Yeah, that was the one we saw earlier. You could easily fit a couple tires in between the two cars and they acted like they were on top of each other.
Yeah, it's not been fun. It's kind of putting a damper on some of the racing.
It is, it is. But man, you guys still put on a pretty good show up front. Even with the problems with the net code and all the cautions, you guys up front put on a heck of a battle.
Yeah, we definitely try to put on a good show for you guys.
Well, we
Uh,
appreciate it. You got P3 tonight. I think you're sitting, are you in the top 16 in points right now?
I think I'm closing in on a top 5 right now.
Nice. Let me see if I can find those real quick. All right. You are currently, you were in 7th coming into tonight. You were behind Josh Fox, which he had another good race. He finished right in front of you, but Lane Doyle got caught up. Aiden Giordano had a bad finish. So yeah, you definitely probably moved up a little bit in the points, at least narrowed up those gaps. I think we got what, 1 or 2 races left before the cutoff.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to close that points gap as much as I can and put myself into a better point situation going into the chase.
Well, we look forward to seeing what you can do every week. You've been pretty fast all season long. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, kind of kind of hoping to just lay around here and go on one of those Tony Stewart type runs once the chase starts.
Yep, we got 2 races left. We got New Hampshire, which is a flat track. Not one I've ever been real good at. How do you feel on the flat tracks?
Uh, Kind of hit or miss for me. Uh, have some success at Martinsville, but New Hampshire is not really one of my best tracks on the service.
And then after that, we've got Daytona, which is always just a kind of a crapshoot there.
I am somewhat of a super speedway merchant, so I may be able to pull off the win there.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll be looking forward to see what you can do in the next 2 weeks and secure your playoff spot.
All right, good talking to you tonight.
Good talking to you. Is there anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
Just my Twitch community, Rogue Energy, uh, Jerky Pro, Extreme Sim Racing, Moza. Who else am I forgetting here? Uh, TN Designs for the paint scheme. And the team at Twisted Chassis.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you back in action next week.
Right, appreciate you.
Coming home P2 tonight. He gave it everything he had those last couple laps. The 15 car of Mr. Josh Fox.
Hey, how you doing, Mick?
Doing pretty good, buddy. I feel like it's been quite a while since we've had a chance to chat.
Yeah, it's been quite the season. I'm glad to be back up here.
And for those of you who don't know who Mr. Fox is, he's a past EFRL champion.
Yes, sir.
Man, that cars looked good tonight. Yeah, you kept it clean. You were able to avoid all the chaos, and you gave it to Mark right there at the end. Just didn't have quite enough.
Yeah, I mean, we started ninth, which is not where I wanted to start. With the practice that I had earlier in the week, I felt like I was a top 5 car at best, and yeah, I mean, track position was key here. I honestly didn't think that the line was gonna go up so high in the corners. I didn't like when I was practicing, yeah, I was running basically ripping the bottom and maybe a lane up. I did not expect it to go up against the wall, which kind of threw me off, but it made it interesting.
It definitely did, and we could see the different lines that most guys were running throughout the night. Um, some of those guys like to hug the bottom. Mr. Kalen, he was up right next to that wall, and then you went right up there with him.
Yeah. Yeah, once I got behind Mark, I knew well, when Walker was up there, I know Walker was fast too. I know he got loose there at the end. But I knew if I let him by, I think he might have had a good shot at Mark. Um, but I couldn't let him by. I couldn't I wanted to keep him behind me because I wanted the shot at him, obviously. But yeah, Mark's quick. I mean, Mark's quick every week. Just yeah, coming down to the end there, I knew I had to keep getting good restarts, which I thought the last 2 or 3 maybe I timed pretty good. I just needed to be on the outside of him, I think, if I wanted any shot at it. Just there's no grip on the bottom at the end of the race, and it was just wrecking loose almost. But yeah, it was definitely fun at the end. Everybody, I mean, we had a lot of cautions in that race, but toward the end up front, everybody was racing pretty clean all around. And yeah, I'm pretty happy to bring it home with a P2 finish, and this, which is weird because they call this a like a mini Iowa, and I'm not good at Iowa, so I guess I don't understand it. I really don't.
Well, next week we're off to New Hampshire. You are currently sitting sixth in points. Maybe might have taken over fifth. Lane Doyle did not have a good finish here this evening, so you might have moved up to fifth. How do you feel about New Hampshire?
We have a love-hate relationship at New Hampshire. Um, I'm not. I struggled to figure out how to run the flat tracks, which is like another thing that I find weird because I like Martinsville, and Martinsville's a flat track. But that's more of a short track. But I always want to show up and show out in New Hampshire. I'm gonna try to do my best. It's my home track, so I want to go out there and maybe try to get a top 5, top 10, and yeah, hopefully we can get a JFM car in Victory Lane.
All right, buddy. Well, congrats again on the second place finish tonight. You definitely earned it. Who do you want to thank tonight before we cut you loose?
Yeah, I want to thank all my teammates at Josh Fox Motorsports, Josh Reese, Anthony Hamilton, Kyle Lingerfeld, Aiden Giordano, and then spare parts. I got Forrest Hamilton and Jesse Adams. They're always fun running with. Shout out to myself, obviously, the team, because I'm the team owner. I'm the boss. And I shout out to you for putting on the broadcast tonight and everything you do for the league. And shout out to Dean for making this all happen every week. And look forward to doing this next week and for years to come.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And we did have Dak Fu cheering you on in the chat. And I know I should know who that is, but I can't place it at the moment.
Yeah, Dak. Well, I've known Dak for a while. He's been part of the friend group for a long time. It's actually Dak Crew Enterprise. Dak Crew Enterprises Incorporated at one point before it was JFM. So yeah, shout out to Dak. He always shows love and support every week, and yeah, we'll head to New Hampshire and see y'all next week.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you very much. We'll see you back next week.
Thank you.
1 second. We're going to get our winner up in our booth here this evening. All right, we got him, Mr. Mark Kalin.
What's going on, Mick?
Hey, buddy. Man, you had a strong car that last half of that race. Well,
Yeah,
probably arguably you had a strong car early in the race, but you and the 82 got together and you went around and you had a little bit of an uphill battle there for a little bit trying to get back to the front.
yeah. I unfortunately that netcode incident between me and Dustin there. It was no fault of either one of us. It just pulled me to the left across his nose, and I honestly, Mick, I'm just glad no one T-boned the crap out of me because I slid right in front of the entire field, and um, yeah, it was scary for sure. But yeah, glad we had a strong Lotus Dynamic Design and Izzy Busy and Daisy 3D Designs Ford Mustang this evening here at Richmond. Um, yeah, I think me and Dustin were probably two of the fastest cars on the track tonight. I don't want to discredit anyone else, Josh Fox or Zach Domer or Josh Walker, any of them. Those guys fought up front with me for the majority of the race tonight too. They were very fast. Um, but yeah, it was a lot of fun when we had green flag racing, but Mick, I got to be honest, those cautions, man, I was starting to go to sleep.
Yeah, I don't blame you. There was a lot of them tonight. Um, One thing that I questioned a little bit was the pit strategy by the 82. He was leading, we went green, then he almost pitted right away after we went green about halfway through the race, and then he was never able to recover from that pit strategy.
Yeah, so Dustin, he stayed out longer than anyone else on old tires. I think he ended up doing probably 80 plus laps on a set of tires. So when he finally did pit, it was because he was out of fuel. He wasn't going to make it any further, so that's why he had to pit and ended up going a lap down. Um, so finally he got back on the lead lap, but that was the reason for Dustin falling back as far as he did at one point. Which frankly I'm okay with because that was one less car to battle. But at the same time, it would have been fun to battle with him. But it's just one of those things. It's been a while since I got in victory lane. I've had some close ones there, just kind of taken from me late in races, and it's good to finally be back in victory lane.
Yes, sir. And you definitely earned it. That 15 car was coming on strong there those last couple laps, and just fell a little bit short. And that 62 car was just tough. You had
Yeah,
such great restarts.
yeah. I contemplated on those last few restarts possibly taking the top lane, but Josh was just doing such a great job with timing those last 3 or 4 restarts that I couldn't risk taking the top because the bottom was getting such a good launch that I could clear him going into turn one to where I could drift up a little bit and kind of use that high line for defense because it was darn near impossible to pass on the bottom unless the car above you left a ton of room to where you could like essentially do a dirt slider and try to get in front of them. But that's a high risk maneuver. Um, so yeah, respect to Josh Fox. He raced me super clean, and Zach as well. He raced super clean. Um, yeah, it was a lot of fun. It definitely got more nerve wracking the closer it got to the checkered flag.
I bet it did. So right now you came into tonight fourth in points. Aiden Garradano was third. Um, not quite 20 points ahead of you, but he had a struggle tonight.
Yeah, he was really strong early on in the race, and then I think he just got caught up in someone else's mess at some point, and unfortunately, it's just a downhill battle for him from there. Um, I mean, it's just, I've been there several times throughout this season, just getting caught up in other people's wrecks. Nowhere I could go or nothing I could do. Uh, Sadly, it's just a product of racing. Hate it for him, but thank him later for the spot in the championship standings.
All right, so next week we're off to New Hampshire. Is that a strong track for you, or do you struggle there?
Honestly, I think it's a better track for me, but it's been a while. I don't remember exactly if I'm good, especially in these cars. I know I'm decent there in the O'Reilly Auto Parts cars, but I'm not sure about the Gen 6 Cup cars anymore because it's been a long time since I feel like I ran at that track with these cars. So I'll have to put in some practice for sure just to see where I'm at, and hopefully come race day I'm towards the front.
All right, buddy. Well, we look forward to seeing you back next week. We got 2 races before the playoffs begin, and you look like you're well secured in a championship spot, anyways.
Well, that is the goal. Get locked into the chase or the championship playoffs. So hopefully, no more issues the rest of this season, and we can fight it out for a championship here in a few weeks.
All right, buddy. We'll look forward to seeing you back next week at New Hampshire. Good luck. Who do you want to give a shout out to before I cut you loose?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely got to give a shout out to my sponsors, Lotus Dynamic Designs. If you want a custom light box of anything you can imagine made, uh, get with Sean Peter on Facebook. He can hook you up with a custom light box. Um, and then my friends over at Izzy, Busy, and Daisy 3D Laser Creations. They have an Etsy shop that they create a bunch of different things. I know they have a lot of stuff geared towards teachers, also sim racers. They're starting to get into the sim racing world. So check them out on Etsy. Um, and then all my teammates over at JJR, Sean and Michael tonight for doing what they can to help me out whenever they can, whether it be practicing or strategizing stuff throughout the race. But yeah. Again, the admins of this league for giving me a place to support my sim racing addictions, and of course, you, Mick, up in the booth for putting on the broadcast this evening.
Well, thank you very much. And I can contest Lotus Designs. I've been speaking with them about doing a custom light box, and the work I've seen them guys do is amazing. And reasonable prices, pretty fast turnaround from what I understand. And I look forward to seeing their finished products.
Awesome! I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, Sean's a great guy. He had a custom light box of a truck that I run in another league that he did for me. It looks pretty darn good. So yeah, he does great work over there.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you very much. And we look forward to seeing you back in action next week.
All right, take it easy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us here at All the Dirt. We'll be back live next week at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And then tomorrow night, we're going to be with the 358 Modifieds for the EFRL Modified Madness. See you all soon.